What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how much money do you need to invest in order to make $100 in monthly passive dividend income. I've got a ton of examples because if you have been investing in dividend stocks for a while, you probably know that the answer depends on your dividend yield. So we're going to be looking at a ton of different examples. I did all the math that you need to know, breaking it down really quickly and easily. But before I go any further into the video, I do have a huge announcement I want to make. I have another YouTube channel called Investing Alpha. It's not necessarily about dividend stocks. It's more so about just stock market trading and as a general, like growth stocks, more technical analysis, factors like that, and just stock market news. And if you're interested in that, make sure to go check out the channel. It's all 100% free. And most importantly, go check out the Discord server. I'm going to put a link to the Discord server in the comment down below, the pinned comment, and in the description. You might want to join it pretty soon because spots are going to fill up and there's only going to be so many spots out there. Probably going to be 50 to 100 spots out there. And every single person who locks in a spot on this Discord server is going to get a massive surprise coming within the next week. So make sure you stay tuned for all that good information. But enough of that. Let's get into the video. So as we're looking at right now, this is my current dividend stock portfolio. This past week, I'm up $38, which is 0.35%. The market's been all over the place, but it's a good thing to see stocks kind of trending towards a value play. And a lot of people, like we've seen crypto fall because people are taking their money out of crypto and actually putting into value stocks. And that's what a lot of investors and investment banks are doing at the current time. But enough of all this talk. Let's go ahead and talk about how much money do you need to make $100 in monthly dividend income. So in these little mini slides, we're just going to be talking about different examples, going from the lowest dividend yield to the highest dividend yield that I believe is sustainable. It's still really high, so let's go ahead and get into it. So if you don't know, the lower your dividend yield, the more money it will take than if you have a higher dividend yield. So in order to make $100 per month, you're going to be needing to make $1,200 annually. And we're not going to go into necessarily like if you want to invest strictly in monthly dividend paying stocks, then this is the perfect yield you need. But if you're going to be paying in quarterly paying dividend stocks, you still need this dividend yield, but you might just be making $300 every quarter rather than just $100 every month. But it still rounds out to be $100 every month. And here's just a little quote from Warren Buffett. I think it's pretty important. And a lot of people think investing is this thing where you have to be so smart. You just have to understand everything, know numbers off the top of your head. And it really isn't that simple. It's not that difficult. It's pretty simple. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. Investing is not a game where the game with the 160 IQ beats the guy with the 130 IQ. Now let's go ahead and do the math. So first up, we have example 1, and we're going through example 6. We have two more slides with a bunch more examples. If you have a 0.5% dividend yield, you're going to need $240,000 to get $1,200 in annual dividend income, which is $100 per month. Because you do it, it's a pretty simple calculation. You take the amount of money that you want to make in annual dividends and you divide it by your dividend yield. So what you want to divide it by 0.5, you divide it by 0.005 in order to get these actual numbers. And that is how you get $240,000. And then person B, with a 1% dividend yield, you half that, $120,000. You can just see how fast these numbers are going down. And it should give you some confidence to realize, hey, dividend investing maybe doesn't take millions of dollars because the media makes it sound like it takes $10 million to make money with dividends. Like, that's not the case. It's very easy to do, especially just start now. Start with literally $10. $10 is better than $9. And it's just be patient. Patience pays in the market. Now let's go ahead and talk about example 3. If you had a 1.5% dividend yield, you would need $80,000 to make $100 a month in dividend income. With a 2% dividend yield, that's only $60,000. A 2.5% dividend yield, cut it to $48,000. You can just see this should be really motivating. Like I remember I was doing the math on this maybe 10 minutes ago, and I was like, wow. I honestly had a feeling it was going to be a little bit more. And it just shows you the really upside potential and gives you a better visual and tunnel vision towards dividend investing and the upside potential in it. Then you have person F with a 3% dividend yield, only needs $40,000 to make $100 in monthly dividend income. And then think about it. Don't pull out your monthly dividend income just yet. continue to reinvest that $100, and you're just going to be skyrocketing your portfolio, making that dividend snowball just roll and roll and roll, and you're going to be sitting so much nicer in a year or two from now. Just think about the upside potential. Now let's go ahead and do some more math. The math continued. Example using number 7. With a 3.5% dividend yield, you need $34,286. Now this is when the dividend yields start to get a little bit higher than usual. Now these dividend yields are 1,000% sustainable. Companies out there sustain a 3.5% dividend yield like Coca-Cola, Realty Income. There is dividend yields out there that are very, very sustainable. Even in the next slide, we're going to be going over some higher dividend yields and showing you the potential you can make with those. Now we've got a 4% dividend yield. You're going to need $30,000. With a 4.5% dividend yield, you will need roughly $26,700 to make $100 in monthly dividend income. Then with a 5% dividend yield, you'll need $24,000. A 6% dividend yield, roughly $20,000. And a 7% dividend yield, you don't even need $20,000. You only need $17,143. And remember, this is only including your dividend cash flow coming in. This doesn't include things like capital gains and how much your stocks or your ETFs, for example, go up in value. So just think about all of the pros that you're getting with dividend investing. Such a great way to invest, in my personal opinion. Now let's go ahead and do the final examples. And we got example 13, whereas person M has an 8% dividend yield and they need $15,000. $15,000 on an 8% dividend yield to receive $1,200 annually, which rounds out to about $100 per month. Then you got person N with a 9% dividend yield, needing just $13,334 to make $100 in monthly dividend income. With a 10% dividend yield, you're going to need $12,000 for these types of rewards. 11% dividend yield, $10,910, and a 12% dividend yield of just $10,000. Now you might be sitting there and be like, Hunter, where can I even get a dividend yield of 10%, 11%, 12%? And to be quite honest, it's not the easiest thing to find. But there are covered call ETFs, and in my personal opinion, that's going to be your most sustainable and safest way of getting a high dividend yield while protecting yourself from a bad investment like a stock out there who might have a 12% dividend yield, but they also might have a 150% payout ratio, and your dividend yield is about to go from 12% to possibly zero. So if you want to, make sure to just go check out covered call ETFs. A few good ones are ticker XYLD or ticker JEPI or QYLD. Those are just a few to name off the top of my head. They're out there. There are investments. Just know that usually with a higher dividend yield on these types of ETFs, and usually the stocks as well, you'll be getting a nice dividend yield and nice cash flow, but your growth, your capital gains will probably be flat. If they'll maybe grow a little bit, they could go down a little bit. So make sure you just look at the capital gains and you don't just get super attached to, wow, a 12% dividend yield. That's amazing. And just make sure you're doing your due diligence that these dividends are sustainable. So that is my analysis on this. And last thing I want to say is make sure you know your investment time horizon. If you're somebody who's an older investor and you want cash flow at the current time, or you might just be a younger investor who wants consistent cash flow right now instead of aiming for growth, then a high dividend yield is for you. But if you're aiming for growth, aim for growth. Don't go for the 12%, 10% dividend yield right now. Go for the lower dividend yield and aim for that growth that you invested, that you plan for. Now let's go ahead and finish this video. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and you turn on those post notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos about dividend stocks and dividend investing, all that good stuff. Make sure to check out my new channel and the Discord server. Just because I have another channel does not mean I'm not going to be posting. I still post on Investors Intellect consistently Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Investing Alpha, I'm just going to be posting videos on there all about stocks, just not necessarily about dividend investing. Investors Intellect is going to be more dividend investing. Investing Alpha is going to be kind of more risky stuff, more trading, more growth stocks types of things. So if you're interested in that, make sure to go check it out. Join the Discord server before it fills up. Thank you so much, again, for all the support you guys have given to the channel. Leave a comment below. I would like to see your guys' inputs, what you guys are doing, what you guys are thinking about all this type of information. and I will see you at the next video.